the outing last Thursday. So just walk us through your perspective on that game.
Yeah, I just really proud of our players. They just continue to prepare the right way. They're just doing such a great job of going out and just executing how we want to do it. And the things that Coach Harrell's focused on and preached the last few weeks has just been effort and energy. And I feel like trying to win all four phases: offense, defense, special teams, and the sideline. Bringing the energy and bringing the juice. They've just done a great job with that. And obviously, trying to put our players in spots to make plays, and our guys they're making plays right now, and it's just really, really cool to watch. And I couldn't be happier for our players. They've worked since we got here, and they're finally getting to kind of take advantage and see this thing come to fruition.
Just watching, it seems like Caden has such a good feel for the RPO game, making decisions off that. Just how have you seen him grow since day one of spring in that aspect now?
Yeah, it's we put so much on them as far as just decision making every play, not just in the RPO game, but just every play they're having to make about 3 or 4 decisions really quickly, and that's just him. He's just in a really good groove and rhythm right now of making the right decisions, not feeling like he's got to force anything, and just understanding just get the ball to our guys. And if it's down the field, great. If it's not, I can check this thing down and just keep us on schedule. And he's grown from the very beginning, like you said, and it's just that's the thing. It's not just in the RPO game; it's everything. He's just making great decisions with everything he's doing.
The word on Anthony Smith coming in was he was the top part of the route tree kind of guy only. How have you seen him develop this year? I noticed you guys have been working in a lot of different routes for him.
Yeah, that Anthony is, to me, he is a complete receiver. I mean, he can catch it short. You can obviously see him. He can go get a deep ball. But even more so, Anthony will get in there and mix it up. He'll go in there and block. He will crack a linebacker, a safety. He's just a complete player, and he's a selfless player. He's not one of those guys that, I need the ball, I need this. No, he does his job, and he's always got a dead-gum smile on his face. I told him before the game on Thursday night, I said, you want to know why I'm so confident? It's because I watched 17 jog out there. That's why I'm confident that we're going to go score. He's one of my favorite players on our team, not only because he's a good player, he's such a good person. I love Anthony Smith. I'm glad he's on our football team.
Did y'all give him any flack for going down at the 1 now?
that is Anthony.
Yeah,
100%. That is Anthony. I told him in the offensive unit meeting on Friday. I said that just embodies who we are. Being selfless. The running backs hadn't gotten in the end zone yet, and so I thought that was really cool by him to take it down to the half-yard line and let us get a running back a touchdown. But no, I told him next time let's probably just stay up so we don't have to run another play down the red zone.
Going back to Caden, do you see anything different in his preparation the past couple of weeks that he's been so successful?
No, and that's why he's having success, is because when he was the backup, he prepared the same way, and he's prepared the same way the entire season, and that's why he's having success, is because he didn't have to, I'm the starter now, I need to do this differently or that differently. He was able to learn from the mistakes of Jake, and learn from the good things that he did as well, and that's where I think we've gotten or had the ability to kind of skip over some growing pains that Caden may have had playing early on. He got to sit there and watch, and there's, it's just like anybody. It's just like a quarterback going to the NFL. Sometimes those guys benefit from sitting for a little bit. And I think Caden has benefited from that a bit, but he's also earned the right to play this well because of how he's prepared, not just the last 3 or 4 weeks, but all season.
Coach, a lot of guys are clicking around on the offense, especially the last 2 games. When everything is going so well, is there like another phase that can be unlocked in the offense, or is it more just trying to maintain and keep what's going on going?
No, I mean, just we got to just keep doing what we're doing, and like I told the guys, there's a lot of what we call rat poison out there right now, and there's a lot of people out there saying how good we are and this and that. And just trying to remind the guys where was all this 3 or 4 weeks ago. Don't forget how hard you worked to get to this point, and don't get satisfied, because we said it from January. We're in a race against ourselves. Nobody else. We're in a race against ourselves. See how good we can get. and we're still running that race. And that's where I'm probably just I'm most proud of our players because they've stayed process driven and they didn't get caught up in the results of what happened early on in the season. And trust me, nobody wanted to roll the ball out there and go score 40 points more than me. But when things didn't go our way, kind of middle of the season, our guys could have dropped their head and thought that this or that. They just kept working and they stayed true to the process, kept working their tails off. And like I said earlier, now they're starting to get to kind of see the bearing of that fruit.
Coach, the sequence right before the end of the first half, Blake calls a timeout, gets the ball back to your offense. Like, what message does that send to your guys? They believe you can go score again.
Just ultimate trust. Obviously, that's a huge deal when they see that. They're licking their chops because they know they get another chance to go try and score. And there's also just been an emphasis put on, those kind of middle eight that everybody talks about and how important it is, and it is. And that's one area, the last two games have played out the way they have because of, our success in those 8 minutes right before the half and the start of the second half. But it just sends a message of confidence that we can, we got full faith in our players to go make plays, not put the ball in jeopardy and a chance to go try and get another score on the board.
So I know JC got the touchdown, but it looked like JD was pretty open too.
There's been a lot of discussion about that. I'm gonna leave you up next time you guys talk to Caden about why I didn't throw it to Lampley. And trust me, it's been 4 days since then, and I still haven't heard the end of it from Lamp. So I told him he got a little too much depth. We always tell him width over depth on that, get wide. And so that's my cop out is you got too deep, man. He didn't like it, so he moved on.
That's been a pretty successful package overall for you guys, just punching it in, and just how happy have you been with that?
Really, really happy. Yeah. It's such a weapon for us because there's multiple things we can do out of it, and really it's a pain, I think, for opposing defenses because they got to prepare for it. They spend all week getting ready for an 11 personnel tempo team, and all of a sudden you look up and they're in a jumbo package with 2 D linemen and a couple tight ends. Like that's an issue, and you got to spend time preparing for that. And so it's a huge weapon, and I'm thankful we got some really good personnel to run it because you're right, we have been very successful with it. Hopefully it continues.
And then what do you see out of Tulsa on film?
They're a streaky team, but they're one that scares you because if you watch that UTSA team or that UTSA game, the first thing that you'll realize is these dudes aren't going to quit, and they've got a really, really good coaching staff. Know several of those guys on that staff, and so I know they're going to be ready to play. And obviously they're coming off a bye week, so they've had plenty of time to prepare for us, and none of that matters. In the grand scheme of things, it's about us taking care of us and doing our jobs. But I think they're really physical. I mean, if you look at just their run stats across the board, they do a really good job stopping the run game, which I think has led to some of the passing yards they've given up. But for us, we want to be balanced. So we want to run the ball, but they make it hard on you. They do a really good job. Their front sevens, they're big, physical. They will come downhill. So we got to be ready to play because it's going to be a fight, and they're going to be ready to play because last time they went out, it didn't go how they wanted, and so they got a bad taste in their mouth. And so we're going to be in for it on Thursday. We got to go execute and play at a high level to win.
Anything else for Coach Baker?
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it, Coach.